Hey folks, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here, and it's looking like a beautiful sea of green out there. And in times like this, regardless of how people feel, us knowing that there can be corrections anytime and a meteor could just crash into everything and we could just be left with a Twix. It's nice to just enjoy it while it lasts, whenever it's happening, because it gives you the ability to see where this is all going and eventually what it's going to lead to, which is this whole idea of mass adoption. And this is talking more outside the LUNC blockchain and the cosmos as a whole. If we are to ascend, everyone else is to ascend. We're not the only contenders in the environment, and there's so many other blockchains out there building, but for now, it's all looking really good, and it is around 3 a.m. here in the UK, and I'm up early. I've got to head on out early in the morning, so my schedule's just kind of been napping when I can, but just watching these charting systems currently, and they're looking really good. One thing to always note during times like this is a MACD indicator, and this, for all intents and purposes, to simplify it as much as I can, why it can be useful is to see where we're getting overextended. And when you see it moving up like this is really good. But when we start to get ahead of ourselves, that's when there's a correction. So a correction can happen in many ways. And sometimes you see this as sort of this pole flag system where you see the pole, flag, pole, flag, pole, and then possibly another flag printing. And these are kind of those drawback times where it has time to think. I've got this on a 30-minute chart, so each one of these little candles you're seeing is 30 minutes. So it can just keep going, and it's really good to see this, because what happens is Bitcoin just dominates the market, meaning that when Bitcoin starts to move up, the rest of the market gets really excited and decides, you know what, we're going to move on up with you. And you can see this across the board. USTC moving up, Luna moving up, and most importantly, Terra Luna Classic moving up. So currently looking at Terra Luna Classic going from, around the swing low to the swing high currently, you're looking at around 55%. This is really good from where we're sitting. We're well kind of into this movement now. A lot of people have bought the bulk of probably what they're going to buy, and they're just dollar cost averaging where and whenever they can. So a lot of people sit there and they say, when are we going to see real good true movement? And no one really knows when we're going to explode. Of course, something crazy could happen. It could send us shooting up higher. Something like Interchain has the ability to do something like that, but you can never count your chickens before they've hatched, so to speak. But Bitcoin in itself, like I was saying, it controls everything. So if we look at, when do these big runs happen? When can we expect a big run? And the statistics do show, and you can look these sort of things up and see that, around the times when Bitcoin is halved, and I'll explain what Bitcoin halving is in a second, we see these really monumental runs, and we can really correlate those dates, times, and movements leading up to these events. So I think the next one's due around March 2024. That seems like a long way away, but it's really, really not in crypto terms. So what is Bitcoin halving? So Bitcoin halving is pretty much making the amount of available Bitcoins available for mining and just cutting that in half, just getting rid of them. So it reduces the amount of new coins that are going to be created and lowering the available amount of that supply, even when the demand continues to increase. I think that's a good way to put it without confusing it too much. So like I was saying, previous halvings have correlated with these kind of intense booms where you see these cycles which end up with real higher prices. So I think the last time we halved was May 2022, might be 2021, but I think it's 2022. And that resulted in a really, really good movement. So there will be a final halving, and I think, that's way, way in the future. I don't want to put like a dull sense on it, but I don't think we'll be, well, I myself probably, well, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be around then. But it's way out of our sight. So this thing's going to continue to just keep going and going through these cycles. And the more we can help you as a user of crypto understand those cycles, the more we can prepare you for when you kind of need to be DCAing, when you don't want to be grabbing stuff. And remember, folks, everything's going up right now. Don't get overly excited. No one can explain why it's moving up, and no one has a crystal ball, right? Be careful, trade safe, take profits where you can. If you've put $100 in an investment and your investment's now sitting at $500, take that $100 out. Don't be greedy and be sensible. Don't do any kind of tricky trades. Don't do anything that you don't understand, and just trade safe during times like this. I always see people chase green. Don't chase things when they're running. Wait for good kind of consolidation phases. Wait for good signs. Wait for good signals, and do your research. That's so important in this game, because if you want to continue to be involved in this, you need to get these small wins whenever and wherever you can. That's so important for us as a community. So what can we kind of expect over the next few days, few weeks, as we move into this interchain system and everything that surrounds it? Well, you're going to start seeing a lot more coins, tokens, and things like that. You're going to see things that you've not seen before. You're going to have opportunities that you definitely just didn't have before. And most importantly, and this is the most important thing, you're going to learn so much more, because you'll have a reason to utilize these things and use the other blockchains that are available to us. And we're going to be doing all sorts of different things to try and expand out and utilize what is being brought upon us. So I'm really excited for the future. I believe Lunar Classic has the ability to be its own coin that stands alone. It doesn't need to merge, or it doesn't need help, in a sense that we need to give up and kind of go at things with this defeatist idea. And we just need to trust ourselves. That's the most important thing. And at the end of the day, it's decentralized for a reason. Luna managed to figure it out. We can too. Folks, stay safe. Like I was saying, do trade safe during times like this. That is so important. And just beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers. Don't forget, you can delegate coins with us if you feel like it. We do burn once a month. That's around the 23rd to 26th of each month. We do those burns. And you're supporting a good cause. You're supporting a group of people that build, provide projects, and provide a very, very good future, and work with all of these kind of different situations. We do have our own auto compounding module. You can make great use of that. One click off of the website and you are there. Couple of auths and you're away. It's as simple as that. Obviously, you need to be delegated with one of these amazing validators on this list, and there really are quite a few of us on there. So do stay safe. I will catch you in the next one. And yeah, no, this is financial advice.
Possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you.